Hey guys, it's me and I'm back. As you can see, I have my natural hair out today, but it's going to be fun. This is going to be the last video for the back to school series, and it's just going to be about, different ways for you to study during this time. I know I kind of already gave a little back to school for remote learning, but this is just study habits that, I found useful for myself. So let's get into it. So the first tip that I have is to use note cards. I find that using note cards when I'm studying helps me out a lot. If I need someone else to help me, then they can read off what the note card says and I can give them the definition or save the word in Spanish or whatever I'm using them for. I tend to like to use my note cards for definitions. So, like I said, I take Spanish, so I would use it for vocabulary words in Spanish. I know you can probably use it for math, and then you can probably have equations written out and have somebody ask you like, what's the equation for this, and you could be y equals mx plus b, and that could be like your response. I would also suggest to color code your notes. So by that I mean, like, for every time that you go into a different chapter or like a different lesson altogether, take notes in a different color so that your mind can differentiate between what you learned previously versus what you're learning now. I know that helps me a lot. I'm very visual sometimes, and sometimes very audio. Just depends. But I just know it's one way to keep the notes kind of fun and not just like black and white. But also it's a way for me to just kind of remember. So that's what I would suggest for you. I would also suggest, using your highlighters effectively. So don't just go into your books and highlight everything. I think that you should highlight important things such as definitions or important sentences that'll help you like remember what you're learning about for the lesson, or just important sentences that relate to the topic at hand that you can kind of remember and be like, oh, I remember this sentence, so this will help me like remember exactly what that page was talking about. But don't just go color crazy and highlight the whole page, because you're definitely not going to retain all of that information. You just want to do it to help you like remember certain things that are there and certain things that'll kickstart your brain to think, hey, this is what was on this page. So I would also summarize what you've learned. So after a lesson plan, you can kind of explain it to like a family member or a friend or a classmate. Just kind of go over like what you learned, so that way you can kind of process it again. I find that when you can explain a topic to somebody else, it's a lot easier for you to remember and actually retain the information that you learned versus just kind of keeping it on the surface. So I would suggest like going to somebody and talking about what you learned. It doesn't have to be like a whole, like you giving them a whole lesson plan, but just kind of being able to say, hey, this is what we've been going over in my science class, or this is what we're going over in my math class, will help you kind of remember certain aspects of it. And I think that will help you out with the whole semester. I would also suggest making a study sheet. So the way that I make my study sheets is, after a couple of quizzes, your teachers give you a test. I usually take all the quizzes that I've had previously, and I go back over the answers that I already knew correct, make sure that I understand why I know those are correct, and then for the ones that I don't know why they're wrong, I either go to my teacher and talk to them about it to like figure out, okay, how to remember this. Or what I do is like I go back into my steps and see where I went wrong, and I know what the correct answer is, and then I'm like, oh, okay, so now I know how to do this better. Another way to make a study sheet is just to like ask your professor like what kind of questions that they're going to be having. Sometimes your professors and teachers will have like study sheets that they give you. Definitely use those. There's not too many professors, especially in college, that do that. So whenever you get the opportunity that someone gives you a study sheet, use it, because typically the questions that they're asking on those are going to be the questions that they ask on the test, just with different numbers or different like materials, or it's just going to be inverse. So maybe they say what here actually belongs versus on the quiz or the test when they say what doesn't belong. So just kind of keep up with that. The next thing is make sure that you're taking breaks. Everything going on as far as what's happening in the world today and just in your personal life, you don't want to stress yourself out. So my suggestion is just making sure that you take enough breaks in between your studying, because you don't want to overload yourself and go into the test stressed out. I always find that going into a test, at ease and just with the mindset of you know what you know, you don't know what you don't know, works, because you can't stress out about what you don't know. You just have to focus on what you do know and use that to the best of your ability to answer the questions on the test. So that's how I feel about it. So that's the end of that. I hope that you guys enjoyed the series, and I would also like to give a little shout out. So I have a friend, and she has a lip gloss business. If you can tell, my lips are glossy because I'm wearing her lip gloss. It's called KaylaBeauty.co. This is what it looks like. At least this one. She has multiple colors, so this is just the icy one. As you can tell, it's got a lot of glitter. She has 4 other colors that are already available. They're gloss, which is like a clear one. Then there's rose, which is like, a nice pink with glitter. And then there's like a red one that's really nice. I think it'll be really cool for the fall colors. And then she's also releasing a nude line. And she's currently hosting a giveaway, if I'm not mistaken. So I will put up her page here and stuff. And I suggest that you go follow it. I suggest that you go, use and enter into the giveaway if it's still going on by the time this video goes up. But for sure, follow her page. It's super cheap, but really high quality. I really love it. It goes on smoothly. It's gorgeous. I enjoy it a lot. And I also have a little discount code. So when I get my discount code, I will put it up here for you guys to use. And then, whenever you are able to use it, then you can use it. Make sure that you like this video if you, enjoyed it. Make sure that you subscribe and join the family. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know if the college videos you want to see. Let me know if you want to see a haul for my new clothes that I just got. Let me know if you want to see anything. Like, I can even tell you how I got this look. I mean, my hair is kind of in a shrinkage form right now because of the type of hair I have. So this is not as long as my hair is, but what can you do? Just let her rock. But yeah, so I'll see you guys the next time. Bye.